super excited and thank you for the opportunity. I just want to start with asking a question. You probably heard this term called AI. How many of you are working or doing something? Can you please raise your hand? That's fantastic, got a few of those. So, what we wanted to do is share some of our learning, and hopefully you will take some nuggets and some meaningful things out of that. But let me actually start with a story. So the other day I was checking my work messages, and I came across this one Slack message which was very, there was a lot of emojis and excitement on that. And what I read through it was actually one of our colleagues talking about our client called Goat Legal, and they were approached by one of our competitor and was offered to pay out entirety of Smokeball subscription if they move over to them. So let me put this thing in context. So we're talking about 3 years of contract, which probably worth around $50,000. You know what their answer was? They said, no, thank you, just because we're really, really happy with Smokeball service and experience. And that is the power of CX. So the interesting thing, it wasn't like this. So before I jump into our journey, I just wanted to tell you a little bit more context about Smokeball. So Smokeball is a legal practice management software. We serve legal industry and law firms. We provide them practice management software, which basically help them run their best practice. Okay. One of our really value, what we're proud of, is delivering legendary service. And a year ago, we were doing amazing things. We were doing what we could. But what we found is we were still very reactive. So when things are working great, it works great. When things are broken, we were really in struggling mode. And that exactly happened. So we had a really problematic release, and we hit by incredible volume. It was 60% week on week. Team started to burn out. Our NPS actually plummeted from 70s to 50s. We started to have a lot of complaints. We couldn't keep up with that. And as a leader, I think the most hurtful thing was that seeing my team really burning out, and actually seeing some people deciding to leave because they could not take it anymore. So we had to do something, and we had to do something really fast. So AI wasn't a shiny object for us we were striving for. It was something was a necessity. So what we did is our team generally, what we wanted to do is make sure that they're talking and dealing with complex things and, managing the incidents. So we wanted to see how we can free up their time. So what we did, we defined the problem first, and we found that, we had great content, self-help, everything was there, but our clients were not using it. In fact, 30% of our clients were actually opt-in to, when they go into self-help and they opt in like, hey, this is too hard, we're just going to go ahead and contact someone and have a conversation. The reason was that we were expecting them to do all the research. Okay, look at the answer, really craft the answer. And that's what we thought is a great opportunity that we should look at. So let me just show you what that experience looked like. So what I'll do is actually explain to you. So usually what we do is we basically, you search, you're all used to it, you search on a self-help and you see a list of articles. And what in the articles, what you see is, content, and what we're expecting the clients to actually find the answer. What we did end up doing is using generative AI, and the experience might look exactly the same, but we actually turn it into using generative AI to actually do the research and find the answers for them. Okay, and that had an incredible result. So I mentioned 30% of our clients were opting in, like it's all too hard. We started the pilot and we worked through, optimizing it. And one of the things I want to call out that, generally, we see AI as a magic wand and it's going to solve everything. That's not honestly is the case. What you have to do, there's a lot of optimization. There's a lot of actually working and optimizing your content and model to be able to make it work. And that's what you see. There was a lot of optimization along the way. What we end up within that pilot, that we actually halved that from 30% to 50%, which is huge impact and time saving for the team. But at the moment now, we constantly optimize. At the moment, it's consistently staying at around 7 to 8%, which is incredible. So what we did with the time, we started a program called creating remarkable moments. And that's part of our promise, what we deliver effortless, proactive, and remarkable experience. What we started to do is really enjoy the creative side of CX. One of our clients, if you remember, I mentioned about Goat Legal. So, what we did is we went above and beyond and hired a billboard in front of their office and awarded them as the greatest client of all times. We also sent them a Nanny Goat wine, and Gab knows about it. It's from New Zealand, and also a trophy as well as a goat-shaped trophy. But what was the most exciting thing is that it became a case study. It was picked up on the social media, and actually people starting to talk about it, that this is how it should look like, right? This is how the customer experience should look like. And this is what we call a remarkable experience. So what I wanted to also share a little bit more about where we're heading from here. So we started, that's great, but now what we're experimenting with, we call it computer vision or vision AI, where you look at the client, what they're doing, and actually it generates the content automatically. That's what we're aiming to pilot. We're also looking at some proactive support, so how to actually make the product support itself. But most importantly, a theme I'm seeing that a lot of people are focusing on building products which are focused for externally, for clients. But what we want to also focus on is how we can empower our teams using AI as well. So we're experimenting with AI agents to help with triaging and help through that. Because really the main goal was that how we can actually work and save some time for our people. And it was to AI, delivering AI for our people, not for just the sake of technology. And I'm going to invite Susie now, and she's our operation leader, and she'll share what moments we create for our team. Susie.
Thanks, Omer. So Omer shared some insights into the way that we used AI at Smokeball to deliver remarkable moments to our clients. I kind of want to share a bit more about how we work on delivering remarkable moments to our team, because really for us, we believe that having a strong, robust, healthy, happy team means that they can deliver remarkable service to everyone at every interaction, and that helps with our remarkable moments. So as Omer hinted to in a previous slide, we went through a bit of a dark time. We had a big problematic product release, which resulted in a big increase in tickets and in workload. This really did burn out the team members leaving, and kind of culminated in the previous support manager leaving as well. So it wasn't a great time for anyone in the team. The team kind of reached a breaking point, and that's not sugarcoating it. We had to make a change. Omer mentioned it wasn't a change out of desire or interest, it was a change out of necessity. It wasn't an easy change, like implementing AI and making these changes was a big task. But something that we wanted to do to make sure that we could give some time back to the teams, that they could work on the more creative side, the fun side, the remarkable side of service. So one of the things that we did was the generative AI in our help centers, just to make sure that people could find their answers quicker. We also released proactive education in the help center to make sure that people could sign up for self-service courses of Smokeball instead of having to book one in with a trainer at a time that might not work. So just self-service sprints. Those allowed us time to then focus, those brought us back some time, I would say, and then we focused on more people-orientated projects. So we improved our hiring assessment days, which went from, I think it was a multi-day, multi-week process, Omer, correct me if I'm wrong, to a one-day process where we would invite multiple people in at the same time and basically put them in different boardrooms and interview them all at the same time. So a multi-day process down to a one-day process for multiple candidates as well. We also got the time to work on a team manifesto just to make sure that we all aligned on the same processes and the same goals and the same values. So that was really helpful, and that helped us build this remarkable team. I won't tell you all the ways we work towards a remarkable team and all the remarkable moments we create, but this is one example of this. When Zach, the new starter in our team, joined, as we do with all new starters, we asked, give us a fun fact about yourself. And Zach's fun fact was that he wanted to join Lego Masters, which I applaud. When he joined, we thought, let's create this moment for him, this remarkable moment. So we actually got coverage for the sport lines for 2.5 hours during work hours, thank you Smokeball, to build this Lego set with Zach and bond as a team. We went from a team of burnout, stress, half the team leaving, to a team that was then able to take 2.5 hours off their workday to bond, to engage, and to just create happier, more energized, more engaged team members. This is what I believe, my genuine belief, is that this is the thing that gave us the shining push to win the CSIA Service Excellence Awards, which you can tell I'm very happy about in that photo, all smiles. I'm very proud of the team for winning that award, and I think it just shows that, yeah, like when you do invest in your team and, you know, invest in delivering remarkable service to your clients and your team, you can create this amazing experience for clients. I think that's it from me. I'm not sure if there was a question slide. Okay, good. I will pass that back over to you then.